welcome back. Thanks for tuning in, watching, whatnot. Today I'm gonna show you guys how you can make extra money selling crayfish. Like if you catch them in your backyard and you have extras, or you have an animal that if you eat some and you keep buying them, you want to save money, you want to breed them, you want to do all this good stuff. All right, well, I have a solution to that today. First, we're just gonna take a look at my tank, since it's right next there. That's a Cuban cichlid. He is awesome. I can't wait till he gets big. Got big snails in here. They're just munching on some lettuce. All right, so this tank right here for crayfish. Let's get into it. This is dirty, yes. This water is murky, yes. This is exactly what you want, because the process of breeding crayfish, especially for the babies, they need to have microorganisms in order to eat, to sustain themselves, because they won't necessarily eat fish flakes right off the back when they're babies. And there's a bunch of worms, microorganisms and stuff, because the lake that I caught these guys in, I scooped sand off the bottom along with all the debris that was in it. I didn't wash it out or anything. I just put it in the tank, let it settle, clean itself. That's what you want. That's the best to speed up the process, because they're already used to it. They're already foraging through it constantly. So that means they're eating stuff, and I add earthworms, minnows every now and again so they can eat. So like I was getting to on breeding, that's how you want to breed. You want to get a bunch of females, bunch of males. I roughly say 3 females to every male or more. But in this case, this is just my holding tank. I'm gonna set up another, like I believe it's a 20 tall aquarium. Put some sand in there, and then when I see the females have eggs, I'm gonna move them into that container or aquarium so they can have their babies in there for best success rate, because the males are cannibalistic, so we don't want that happening. Now you're gonna need to get you some crayfish. You're gonna have to trap them. So you can make traps or you can buy traps. My personal preference, make a trap. Cheaper, and you can make more. With 10 bucks, you can buy 1 minnow trap, or you can make 2, 3, or even 4 if you know what you're doing out of a roll of 10-foot wire. So I mean, it's up to you. So the best spot to find these guys, so we have a lake out back and it's full of debris, so it's gonna be hard to pick where to find them. So what I usually do is go off of the muddiest area along with most branches and places for them to hide. Since here in Florida, crayfish, or as we call them, mud bugs, live in the mud because we don't have stones in the bottom. So if you live up north where there's creeks, streams, ponds, try along the bank a little bit closer to shallow ends where there's a lot of rocks, a lot of fallen logs, and other stuff like that. So I have a few traps already out in the lake, which we will go check in a little while, or tomorrow, either which one. And I caught most of these guys in one trap. Now the bait I use, you can use a bunch of different bait: cat food, wet cat food, dog food, meat. You can use hot dogs. You can use pretty much whatever, because they're scavengers. So what I use is fresh fish. I go and catch me a bluegill, cut them up, put them in, divide them out into my traps. My 2 traps, which I have one that's homemade and one that's store-bought, so I could do the different testing. So far, the minnow trap that I bought does amazing, and I think that's just because of the location where I put it. Had a lot of mud bugs, so, but bluegill, best bait. And the good thing is about having these guys here, let's say for that's a dead fish. He swam under there, got stuck. Good thing is I don't have to throw it out. Take them out, plop them in here. So the selling part we're gonna get into now on mud bugs or crayfish. Selling these guys can make you a ton of money. I didn't think about it, but it can. So like what I do is because I'm just breeding them and I'm selling them to friends that have big fish, turtles, and different things that eat them. I give them the friend price, but if you're actually selling them, you can get anywhere from $1.50 to $2 per crayfish, which I would personally, if I was selling to the public, that's what I would charge, because you can get quite a decent money for these guys, because a lot of feeder fish like eating them. Like if you have pet bass, oh man, throw one of those in your tank, they'll go nuts. So this right here is just a standard 55, I believe, or 60, one of the two. And sand, people say, give them a land piece. You can if you want to, but always good to have a bubbler. Oxygen needs to be there. And usually 9 times out of 10, when you get males and females and throw them in a tank together, and the settings are right, they're comfortable, the water's not too clear where they get scared and want to hide, you usually get lockups right away, like I do. Every time I throw in a female, one of the males lock up to her, and you know, do the dirty deeds. But so let's take a look at these guys for a minute, and they're really cool. They also make really interesting pets because they're carnivorous and omnivorous. So yeah, like they'll tear up pieces of lettuce and stuff like that. So pretty much all we have to do now is we're gonna go tomorrow to go check the traps when it's all amazing out. Either tomorrow or later today. Let's do later today and we'll see what happens. But I doubt it. So alright, well, catch you guys back at the trapping part. Alright. So it's the next day now because I couldn't go yesterday. It started raining. Got my bucket. There's double chickens. Alright, let's go and check our crayfish traps. So the first one's gonna be over the ways a little bit, and I gotta climb down some banks. So I'll turn this back on when I get over to that spot. And then the second one's gonna be out in the lake, so we're gonna have to go get in the boat and go do that. So we'll be right back. This will work. I can park you guys here, but I don't know how good it's gonna be. Okay. Alright, so I think we got a few. Let's open the trap first. Alright, so that's our catch. We got quite a few of these little buggers. Yep, he fell down, no. We can't have escapees. Alright, so see, I was using a piece of bluegill that didn't really eat it. Let's chuck these guys in. Solid amount. We also have a huge bullfrog tadpole in there that I'm actually going to put back in for bait, because these guys like fresh bait. And whenever I catch bullfrog tadpoles, I put them back in there. And we'll throw this minnow back in there too, because ow, pinching me. Ow. Ugh. That's my knuckle, man. Good grief. I don't know why it's not focusing, but he was nipped onto me. Whoa. Alright, so got the crayfish, got a bit of a walk back. So I'll meet you guys by the dock behind the house, where we'll have to get into the boat to get to the other lake. And my feet are disgusting.
So I'll catch you guys there in a bit. We're done here. Got the boat, got my little bucket. My oar is in there. That's how the lake looks. Prime time for crayfish. So that tree right there is where we're heading to. I have a trap set. If you guys live on a lake or a pond or something, getting in a boat and finding you a little spot away from people, probably the best chance that no one's stealing your traps. And also you can find the honey holes of crayfish. Kind of like the first one, there was 28 crayfish, or 26 I think, that I pulled out of the trap at the other spot. It's the same part of this lake, just different location, because you don't want to overfish one area just too much. So let's see. So right by these little shrubs up against that tree where it's really green is where my trap is. So this water is probably what, 3 feet to the bottom. There's also grass and stuff in between, so it's like 1.5 feet till you reach the grass level or whatever this weird shit that grows is. And he has a lot of turtles though. That's what I like. Alright. Let's see. Ugh, I got lake water in here. So this is actually a little island where this tree is. So let's check this trap. I don't know how people do it, but it is so hard. These one-handed. And we got one. That's the name of the game. That means I gotta switch spots. But I already have another spot in mind. So what I am gonna do is get this little douche nozzle out. Let's see if I can lean you guys on. No, I literally just dropped them overboard. Oh, gosh dang it. Okay. All right, take 2. Let's go reset this thing. I'm probably gonna go set it over there, closer to the bank, because I mean, I was figuring there'd be crawfish over here, but there ain't that many as I would like. What was that? Word of advice. Oh, I think it's a turtle. Hold on. I think I saw a baby turtle just now. If there's a baby turtle, I'm gonna set down the camera and try to get it. Oh, I thought I saw something swimming. Oh, hold on guys, we're gonna stay here for a couple minutes, because that either was a really biggish tadpole or a turtle. And if it's a turtle, I'd love to catch him, because back here we have only peninsula cooters. Low through here in hopes maybe he pops up somewhere. But if it's a turtle, it was tiny. Alright, so let's go over to the spot to set this trap, and then we'll come back and see if our turtles are. Alright. So see how over here is a bunch of sticks and roughage and just a lot of places for crawfish to live? That's what you want. That's the good stuff. And of course my trap gets hung on everything there is. Okay, buddy. I'm gonna put this guy in the back real quick. And we're gonna attempt to get into my honey hole. It's gonna be freaking difficult. Alright guys, I'm gonna come back when I get right through to that tree there, because it's gonna be a pain in the butt with one hand. So I'll see you guys in a couple of seconds. Alright, so there's the bank. Here's a nice big tree. I think it's I I don't know what it is. I'm not even gonna bother trying. But okay, so there's a bunch of grass, tall grass here, a bunch of sticks, and then it's kind of deep, which I'd rather it not be the depth that it is, but being as it is so close to shore, I'm gonna try it anyway, because they are nocturnal, so it'll take 24 hours anyhow for this trap to sit. So, ow, I poked myself. Ow, that freaking hurt like a son of a nut. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, since it's deep, well, like 3-4 feet, I usually want like 1.5 to 2 feet, but can't get what we want all the time, so I'm gonna hold you guys in that hand, and I'm gonna throw the opening, which is here on this side, towards the bank, so when they come out from hiding, they'll go straight for the trap opening instead of crawling around it. All right, so I'm gonna stick this some hooter right there. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but that's the trap right there in the water. So, well, I guess the only thing I can do now is wait. I guess we're sitting here for 24 hours. I'm just kidding. I'm not sitting here for 24 hours. That would be freaking horrific trying. I'd die trying. But we will go check to see if we see that turtle, though. That can be promising now. You know, that might be cool. If not, if we don't see this turtle, we're gonna go check out my little peninsula cooter. Because why the hell not? You know what I'm saying? But it's a beautiful day. Birds are chirping. Whatever animals live in the swamp are doing whatever animals in the swamp do. So, in this lake has hardly any fish. But like we try to stock it because at one point a couple years ago the lake actually dried up completely, and there was a ton of eels and sirens and salamanders and gar and bass that died, so there's not a lot in here, and there was just a few actual pockets that had water in it and barely had anything in it. So lately some of the fish I've been catching, I've been trying to throw in here, and they started to breed, which is good. So, trying to get a bunch of minnows. Alright, I don't see that turtle, so what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna cut you guys right here for a second, and we're gonna go check out my turtles. And they're over there, past the dock, so it's gonna be a minute. So I'll catch you guys over by the pens. Jake, say hello to Delilah. Is that a pretty girl? No? Oh, you're alright. Get out of here. Get out of here. Looky there. Someone's peeking their head out. Right there is my female Russian. Alright. Let's see what we got. I already see someone. It's one of the wild red ears we caught. They did not eat their banana. Alright. I got 2 in 1. I'll show you this one first. 3-striped mud turtle, beautiful colors. This is the turtle I saw that I wanted to catch. Look at that. This is a peninsula cooter. I just so happen to have this one. And it's really pretty. Plus he's really cool. I'll show you up there. Alright. Well, I guess that concludes it for today's video, boys and girls. And I'll catch you guys in the next one, I guess. Until I figure out something else to do. Look at that. That's a big lizard. What the hell do you want, lizard? Alright guys, well, anyway, appreciate you guys watching.